Hey guys, this is Chaos Chrono back with another COTA deck unboxing. We're moving on to deck number 5 for the COTA deck unboxing series. And let's see what we got today. We've got a Dis, Shadows, and Untamed deck. Ancient Stefan of the Hideout. This is a nice house setup. One of my favorites actually, so here's hoping there's something good. Alright, starting with Untamed, we have Niflheim. It's a 3-power creature. While Niflheim is attacking, ignore Taunt and Elusive. Suffocator, 4-power creature with Skirmish. Inca the Spider, 1-power creature with Poison. Play or Reap, stun a creature. Halakor, 4-power creature. Each friendly flank creature gains Skirmish. 2 Halakors. Dust Pixie, 1-power creature with 2 bonus Amber. Dew Fairy, 2-power creature with Elusive, Reap, gain an Ember. Ritual of Balance, it's an artifact. Action, if your opponent has 6 Amber or more, steal 1. 2 Ritual of Balance. Regrowth, Amber whenever you play it. Return a creature from your discard pile to your hand. Lost in the Woods, Amber whenever you play it. Choose 2 friendly creatures and 2 enemy creatures. Shuffle each chosen creature into the owner's deck. Full Moon, for the remainder of the turn, gain 1 Amber each time you play a creature. Interesting Untamed set. Not the ideal one I was looking for, but we'll see how it plays into this deck. Moving on to Shadows, we have Silvertooth, 2-power creature. Silvertooth enters play ready. Shadow Self, 9-power creature. Shadow Self deals no damage when fighting. Damage dealt to non-spectre neighbors is dealt to Shadow Self instead. Nexus, 3-power creature with Elusive. Reap, use an opponent's artifact as if it were yours. Magna the Rat is a 4-power creature with Elusive. Play, steal 2 Amber. When it leaves play, your opponent steals 2 Amber. The Sting, Amber whenever you play it, it's an artifact. You skip your Forge a Keys step. You get all Amber spent by your opponent when forging keys, and you can action to sacrifice the Sting. Skeleton Key, it's an artifact. Action, a friendly creature captures an Amber. Too much to protect, Amber whenever you play it. Steal all but 6 of your opponent's Amber. Very nice. Poison Wave, Amber whenever you play it. Deal 2 damage to each creature. Nerve Blast, steal 1 Amber. If you do, deal 2 damage to a creature. Miasma, Amber whenever you play it. Your opponent skips the Forge a Key step on their next turn. Hidden Stash, Amber whenever you play it. Archive a card. 2 Hidden Stash. Moving on to Dis, we have Flame Wreath. Amber whenever you play it. This creature gains +2 power and gains Hazardous 2. Tolas, 1-power creature with Elusive. Each time a creature is destroyed, its opponent gains 1 Amber. 2 Tolas. Succubus, 3-power creature. During their draw card step, your opponent refills their hand to 1 less card. Snedge, 4-power creature. Fight or Reap. Return an artifact or flank creature to its owner's hand. Schuler, 5-power creature. If your opponent has 4 or more Amber, steal 1. Gabos Longarms, 5-power creature. Before the fight, choose a creature. Gabos Longarms deals damage to that creature rather than the one it's fighting. Ember Imp, 2-power creature. Your opponent cannot play more than 2 cards each turn. Dust Imp, 2-power creature. Destroyed, gain 2 Amber. Charette, 4-power creature. Play, capture 3 Amber. Soul Snatcher. Each time a creature is destroyed, its owner gains 1 Amber. And finally, Arise. Play, choose a house. Return each creature of that house from your discard pile to your hand. Gain 1 chain. That is the last card of the deck. Let's get this organized and see what we got. Alright, starting with Amber generation, we have 11 pips of Amber, 4 in Untamed, 6 in Shadows, and 1 in Dis. We've got plenty of cards that help support production of Amber as well. We have Full Moon, 2 Ritual of Balance, and a Dew Fairy in Untamed, a Nerve Blast, Magna the Rat, and Silvertooth in Shadows, Soul Snatcher, Dust Imp, Schuler, and 2 copies of Tolas in Dis. So overall, the Amber generation is pretty good. I'm estimating about a 20 for Amber generation. Alright, for Amber control, we have 2 copies of Ritual of Balance, the Nerve Blast, Magna the Rat, Skeleton Key, Too Much to Protect, and Miasma in Shadows, and Schuler with Charette in Dis. All not too much control, rated about an 8. Alright, for artifact control, we have the Snudge and Nexus. So both of them are about half a point for artifact control, giving me a total of about 1. For creature control, we have Lost in the Woods, Nerve Blast, Poison Wave, and Snudge to directly remove a creature. Halicores and the Ink of the Spider can help with stunning the board or controlling through other creatures, so that's more support. Overall, this is pretty low, total about a 4 for creature control, which is really weak. So we really had to depend on the creatures that are in this deck to hold the board. Unfortunately, many are small, though we do have Shadow Self to help keep our board alive, at least from damage, but a wipe is definitely going to take ourselves out. The Poison Wave also is double-sided, so it'll hit the entire board, your opponent's and your own board, which is a bit unfortunate here, especially with a bunch of smaller creatures in Shadows and Untamed, and actually in Dis as well, so this deck doesn't have a lot of large creatures. Looking at speed, the main cards that help with this is the 2 copies of Hidden Stash. Arise does count, however there is a chain that accompanies it, and it's more about efficiency rather than speed for Arise, since you have to have played and maybe those creatures have to have been removed from the board before you can actually Arise them out and make full use of that card. Lost in the Woods technically counts against speed since it refills your deck with creatures that are on the board, so netting a more negative aspect of speed. Whereas Regrowth is more supportive, again requires a creature to be in the discard pile already to actually bring it back. So all in all for speed, I'm just going to rate it at a 2 for the 2 Hidden Stash. We also have a little bit of disruption here in the Ember Imp and Succubus, which is nice because we also have the Shadow Self that'll help keep them alive, at least from damage. We have several good combos within this deck. To start off with, on the left we have the Untamed set with Full Moon with a bunch of creatures. There's 7 creatures Untamed, one of which is a Dust Pixie, so that's pretty solid. Unfortunately, there is no key cheat, which we would have liked to see, especially with that burst potential in Untamed. In Shadows, we have the staple Too Much to Protect with Miasma, just to support that Too Much to Protect to hit more frequently. And we do have the Nerve Blast and Magna the Rat to steal additional Ember to take them off a key from the Too Much to Protect. We have what I mentioned earlier, Ember Imp, Succubus, and the Shadow Self to protect them. We have Snudge, which works well with the Sting, where on a dis turn we can kind of remove the Sting from the board instead of having to call Shadows again to remove it from the board. We also have the Soul Snatcher and Double Tolas as key features of this deck. The Soul Snatcher obviously works when your board dies, and that actually pairs pretty well with the Poison Wave, in that there's a lot of creatures on your side that can be removed with that one card alone, and netting you a lot more Amber. But again, this is keep in mind that your opponent doesn't have a Too Much to Protect or anything like that. Whereas the Double Tolas comes into effect when you destroy your opponent's creatures. Otherwise, you're going to be helping your opponent gain Amber if they're in control of the board and are able to destroy your side of the board while keeping your Tolas alive. On the note of big creature counts, we have Arise, which works pretty well on this deck because both Dis and Untamed have relatively large groups of creatures. So in the late game, Arise can come in very handy, especially since this deck has Hidden Stash. Arise is a very good target for that card. So all in all, this deck has a very good amount of Amber generation, a sufficient amount of Amber control, The creature control is definitely weak. There is no board wipe or anything, so that's going to be one of the main limiting factors for this deck. And speed is a bit on the slower side. We do have some artifact control, but not necessarily enough to control a Quixel Stone, which would definitely hinder this deck's ability to perform. So with that in mind, I'm only going to rate this deck about a 63 with a potential of 67. This deck does revolve around the board presence given the number of creatures, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you agree with the rating I gave it or not. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some value out of it, and our search continues next week. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I upload videos twice a week, once with a single deck opening like this, and once with an entire display opening of AOA decks, where we're still looking for the Jenka and other big combo decks. Thank you for watching, and as always, be kind and happy forging!